finances, that you're in a good position financially? Are you confident with your relationships, your friendships, with your social life, with meeting new people? Are you confident in your relationship? Are you confident in your partnership? Are you confident that you and your partner have a great relationship and that you trust them to follow, you know, the boundaries and the way that you have your relationship to be, right? Are you confident in that as well? Are you confident in your queer identity, that you fully know and understand who you are, your sexuality, your gender expression? Are you confident with your, you know, your cultural backgrounds, you know, that you can live within this culture and feel confident within that as well? Are you confident that you're doing and you know you're following through with the passions that you have in life, like your hobbies, like what do you like to do? Are you a confident person that you can go out and go, hey, look, I really enjoy playing tennis, so I'm going to go and organize and play and join a group event, and I can turn up to the event. I don't know these people, and I'm confident that I'm going to have a good time. You know. Welcome to the Queer Quest podcast, your beacon of light and sprinkle of glitter in the queer community. I'm your host, Cristiano Green, CEO and founder of Queer Quest and a transformation coach for queer individuals. And together, we're embarking on a journey of transformation. Each week, we bring you a new training topic or connecting with visionary queer leaders in healing and coaching, diving deep into conversations that inspire growth, celebrate diversity, and empower you to live authentically. So wherever you are, settle in and let's get ready to unlock the vibrant potential within. This is where your quest begins. Hello, all you fabulous souls, and welcome to another episode of the Queer Quest podcast. I'm your host, Cristiano Green, the CEO and founder of Queer Quest and a transformation coach for people in the queer community. So on this episode of the Queer Quest podcast, we're going to be talking about confidence. Now, I myself, as a gay person, as a queer person, as a gender fluid person, have struggled with my own confidence. I've helped hundreds of people in the queer community over the past 4 or 5 years, and I know that a lot of the roots of people's, concerns relate to their confidence. So confidence in the queer community is something that, we want to have, of course, and a lot of times we struggle with as well. So today, we're going to be talking about confidence and doing a little bit of a quick masterclass on it, because I believe that becoming more confident, stepping in and being more authentic with who you are is things that we all want to be able to achieve, right? So let's kind of talk about what are some of the roots of confidence issues. Now, growing up as someone who's, in the queer community, we all know that living in a heteronormative world, there's a lot of societal expectations. There's a lot of family expectations, a lot of cultural expectations, right? And so growing up as someone who's a little bit different, especially when it comes to your sexuality, your gender, your relationship preference, or what you like, what you're interested in, can really play with your confidence. Growing up as a queer person, it's a very internalized experience. So we spend a lot of our time in the inner world, really trying to come to terms with ourselves, because before we even take a step to tell anybody else, we have to have a level of confidence that that this is the right path for us. So we all know that there are so many people in our community who still struggle with, even taking that first step out of the closet, right? But once you get out of that closet, it doesn't make it any easier because you've told one person or 2 people or 10 people, because the coming out journey for people in this community is an ongoing battle, right? Every time you meet someone new, you have to kind of go through this kind of little thing of like, do I tell them? Do they know? What do they think? Blah, 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 blah. Especially, depending on, how, obvious you are within your queerness, right? Some people wear it a lot more easier, with how they are, how they dress, how they present themselves, right? And sometimes it's just really hard to hide. I was, I am, and I was a young feminine boy. So growing up, trying to pretend that I'm not gay was hard. I got bullied severely in school every single day for being gay. And I didn't even understand what it meant at that point. So, this is a journey that so many of us go through. And so, whether we get it directly or it's indirectly, that there's, if you've been in school, someone's being picked on for being different, right? For being gay, for being lesbian, for being, transgender, for being, just outside the box, for being a tomboy, for being whatever it is, right? When you don't fit into the, like I said, the boxes that society has created, then it can be difficult to have strong confidence within yourself. It took me a hell of a long time to really become confident in who I am. And I believe it's an ongoing journey, because confidence is something that you continue to build, you continue to work on. It's like a muscle. If you don't work it out, then it kind of doesn't do its job, right? It kind of just stops in its tracks. But you have to keep working at it. You have to keep putting yourself in positions to test your confidence. We all know that there's confidence in who you are, but there's also confidence in your skill set, right? So you can be super confident in your career and you're amazing at what you do, but when it comes to dating, you could be struggling and not confident because maybe you don't feel confident in that area, or it could be in your fitness or in another area of your life, right? We all know that we're multifaceted human beings, and when we look at the queer wellness wheel of life, there's 12 different sections. So again, confidence has its way of like having a bit of an up and down. You're going to be good in one area, not in another. You might feel more authentic here, but not over here. Maybe you don't feel confident within your family structure because of the way the dynamics are, right? There is so much to confidence. That's why it can be such the root of so many issues is the fact that it has a play in almost everything that we do, right? Discrimination, homophobia, transphobia, all of that kind of stuff, when it comes to it, can really erode our confidence. So being people in the queer community, confidence in general can be difficult, but adding another layer like, your queerness to it can really struggle with that. Growing up, we learn different beliefs about ourselves. And oftentimes, from the way that we grew up, we have a lot of internalized negative beliefs, right? There's a lot of stuff like internalized homophobia, internalized transphobia, and they have a lot of effect on your self-worth. Now, when we talk about, say, wanting to get to a place of self-love, there's 4 components of self-love. One of them is self-worth. One of them is self-care. One of them is self-esteem. And one of them is self-confidence. Now, self-confidence and self-esteem can be similar, but really when you look at it, one of them is also self-awareness. So we put self-esteem and self-confidence together. Self-awareness is one of the other components there. I'm a little confused right now. Not really, but I just got the name mixed up. So yeah, so really when we're doing that, we have these internalized negative beliefs. And they'll play out. These beliefs can be, saying that like, if I come out, everyone's going to hate me. My family's going to disown me. Some of these could be true. Some of these things can come from reality, right? But there are a lot of stuff that'll come from society. It's like, back in the day, it's like, if you're gay, you're going to get AIDS, right? Things like that. Those were beliefs that people believed, and it held people back. A lot of society put a lot of pressure on people, and it was to try to pull people to go back into the closet, to deny who they are, and kind of, try to eradicate, being gay, being queer, being different. Because again, going against the norms of society means they can't control us as much as we'd like. So being queer means that we're stepping away from the societal norms, and we're kind of saying, look, no, I don't want to live my life that way. There's another way of life that I want to live, and it's more authentic to who I am, because I can't deny my sexuality. I can't deny my gender expression or my gender identity. I can't deny my, my need to be polyamorous, right? There's so much that goes into being someone who's queer. And again, society may judge you. Oh, you've got 3 partners, you're dating 4 people, or you're gay, or you're transgender, or you're gender non-binary, you're gender non-conforming, you're agender, you're asexual. There's so much to our beautiful community, and because of that, this can create a lot of internalized negative beliefs, because society can put some negative connotations on those things. Now, don't get me wrong. We all know that it's gotten a lot better and it keeps getting better, but there are different people in different parts of the world where those beliefs are really, really strongly negative. And so for those people, again, you'll find that a lot of people in the queer community live a double life. You may be able to, in this space over here, come up with your gender expression, but you go back to your family and your career or whatever, and you can't do that. Same with your sexuality. You might go and explore it, and you might meet up with people you've met online on the apps, and you go and you have your sexual encounters and you explore your sexuality. But over here, you might be married to a woman, right? We all know that that can happen, and that does happen in our community. But you might be someone who is also able to express yourself everywhere, and you're out completely, right? That doesn't mean just because you're out that you are more confident than someone over here. It just means that you're dealing with something else, right? Because again, we're multifaceted human beings, and struggling with confidence is a kind of a universal thing. But adding these additional layers of society and these internalized negative beliefs can make it a lot harder for people in the queer community to really hone in and really master their confidence as well. Now, when it comes down to it, like I said, I struggled with my confidence. I still do in certain aspects, right? And I continue to try to work on it. Like I said, I got severely bullied on a regular basis, almost daily, for being gay. And that really played a big part of me. It caused me to have social anxiety. It caused me to have depression. It caused me to have suicidal thoughts. It caused me to question who I was. And it really fucked up with my self-worth. It really did. It played a huge part in me feeling that I was worthless for many, many years. I led me to getting heavy into alcohol and party drugs when I did come out into the queer scene, because that was the way of life for me. But also, like, I used it as a crux to numb myself, to be more confident, to try to show up more as Cristiano, right? Because I didn't feel confident if I was sober to show up and say, hey, this is who I am. I felt like I had a layer of fear around that. But as I worked through my issues with that, I got myself clean, I got myself sober, I put myself in different situations. I realized that, I've worked on my confidence. I have become more confident in who I am. But there are so many different factors that will come at play that can struggle with that, right? Like we talk about intersectionality. So, your race, your gender identity, your sexual identity, and other intersecting identities will play a role in your confidence issues, right? Because again, you grow up with different, religions, different backgrounds, different cultures, different race, and you're going to have a different set of issues, especially when it comes to being queer. Because again, each subsection might see being queer, being gay, being, transgender, whatever it is that you are within our community, and they'll see it differently. So it can come with its different levels of struggles. It's about how we as individuals can say, hey, what do I need to do in order for me to be authentic? Is it safe for me to be authentic? What would happen if I was allowing myself to be authentic in all of these situations? Who's going to have a problem with it? Is it going to be their problem? Is it going to be my problem? Will their problem become my problem? Because again, sometimes being, in the closet or, not showing who you are, that could be the safest option for you. It could be the smartest option for you, right? Not everybody needs to know your business. Not everyone needs to know who you are, right? But what we're talking about when it comes to confidence is being able to make that assessment and say, hey, look, I want to be who I am. I want to show up authentically in all situations that I possibly can. But I want to assess if this section over here is actually safe for me to do so, because it may not be. You may not be allowed to be who you are over here, and it'd be okay, right? And that's perfectly fine for you to say, look, these people do not need to know about who I am. I'm okay with that, because over here, I have got people who I can do that with, right? Like I said, I'm not an advocate for telling anyone what they need to do. I'm just more of an advocate for people to have choices, for people to get to a place where they don't let the other negative stuff hold them back from being themselves, but they get to choose, right? Because oftentimes we feel as queer people, we don't have the choice. And maybe if I do it, it's going to be something else, right? It's going to cause me issues or whatever it is. My family going to disown me, my career, is going to be ruined, right? Like these are real fears and real things that have happened to a lot of people in our community. So really the key here is that what is the choice that you want to make when it comes to your confidence? Where are the areas of your life that you struggle with it? Are you confident? Are you emotionally confident? Are you with your mindset confident? Are you confident physically with how you look and how you show up in the world? Are you confident with your spirituality and who you are and like what your beliefs are? Are you confident with your career that you're in? Like I'm doing well in my career. This is what my path. Are you confident with your finances that you're in a good position financially? Are you confident with your relationships, your friendships, with your social life, with meeting new people? Are you confident in your relationship? Are you confident in your partnership? Are you confident that you and your partner have a great relationship and that you trust them to follow, you know, the boundaries and the way that you have your relationship to be, right? Are you confident in that as well? Are you confident in your queer identity, that you fully know and understand who you are, your sexuality, your gender expression? Are you confident with your, you know, your cultural backgrounds, you know, that you can live within this culture and feel confident within that as well? Are you confident that you're doing and you know you're following through with the passions that you have in life, like your hobbies, like what do you like to do? Are you a confident person that you can go out and go, hey, look, I really enjoy playing tennis, so I'm going to go and organize and play and join a group event, and I can turn up to the event. I don't know these people, and I'm confident that I'm going to have a good time. You know.
In a world where every journey is unique, one path shines brightly for the queer community. Introducing QueerQuest, the first of its kind personal development platform designed exclusively for us, by us. At QueerQuest, we understand the multifaceted journey of queer identity. That's why we've created a space where you can explore, learn, and grow with the guidance of queer experts from around the globe. Whether you're seeking to enhance your physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual well-being, QueerQuest is your gateway to transformation. Imagine embarking on quests tailored to your journey of self-discovery, finding community, and unlocking your queer excellence. QueerQuest offers online courses, coaching programs, and soon workshops, seminars, retreats, and festivals, all designed to empower you to live your best life. Ready to start your adventure? Join us at www.queerquest.vip to become part of a movement towards personal and collective greatness. Sign up today to join the waitlist and be the first to know when we launch. QueerQuest, where your journey of self-discovery and transformation begins. Don't just dream of a life filled with pride and purpose, make it your reality with QueerQuest. Visit www.queerquest.vip now. Your quest awaits.
You know, is those areas of your life, you know, because those are the things that we're talking about when it comes to truly being a confident person, so that you can look at all aspects and go, you know, yeah, I am confident over here. Are you confident that you're in the right area, like living in the right town, like have the right environment for yourself, right? Are you confident at home and outside? Because if you're a confident person and you're living it and showing it, that's fantastic. Good on you, right? But I guess the true nature of confidence is that there's always another level. There's always another layer of it. And there's always often something that's holding us back from being confident, right? Now, like I said, I've grown tremendously when it comes to my confidence. I remember when I first started out online, I couldn't even record a video. Like it took me like 2 days to record a 1 minute video, because I was so fearful of what everyone else thought of me, what everyone said about me, or what their perception of me was. Now, these days, I'm not really that bothered. Like, of course, I had the intention to put out these podcasts for people to listen to it, to get some value out of it, to continue the conversation with it, right? That's my goal, is to have people who come and listen to the podcast to get something out of it. And maybe they go and implement something in their life. Or maybe they ask questions and we continue the conversation offline, right? You know, if I wasn't confident that I had something worth saying, why would I do this for, right? Why would I put myself in this position and spend my time creating this content, right, for people to listen to, if I wasn't confident that I believe like that, people need to hear this stuff. People need to work on their confidence, because the more confident you are, the more likely that you are happy, the more likely that you are going to have success, the more likely that you are going to live a better life, that you're going to have better relationships, right? Because if you're confident in who you are, people like that, when people talk about the things that they're most attracted to, confidence is usually always in the top 2 or 3 things, If he was confident or she was confident within who she is, they were confident in who they were or they are, And that just, sometimes you just gravitate to a confident person because their energy is infectious. Wow, like, oof, like seeing confidence doesn't usually make you feel bitter about someone. It usually makes you feel good around them, right? Someone being confident, as long as it's, not confidence and not arrogance or cockiness. If it's true confidence, that's usually quite endearing to be around. Of course, the opposite of confidence is insecurity. And so if you're trying someone who's pretending to be confident, then, the deep down level of that is that you're probably more insecure. And that's okay. We all have insecurities. Every single human being has some insecurities. And I guess the journey of trying to become more confident is trying to have this self-awareness to go, I'm insecure about that. Or maybe I'm insecure about the way I look. Maybe I'm insecure about my financial situation. Maybe I'm insecure by the fact that I don't have many friends. Maybe I'm insecure about, the fact that I really can't afford to go and do anything. I don't have money. Maybe I'm insecure about, just, the fact that I'm single. These are all things that people have insecurities about. And of course, there's countless and countless things, right? But what we're talking about is the self-awareness to say I'm insecure here and actually work on that means you're working on your confidence. So it's a double-edged win-win thing, right? Because you're removing and working out the insecurity, you're working on that, and you're becoming more confident in who you are as well. So it's really an authentic thing to truly get to that place so that you, as a human being, as a queer person, can just say, look, hey, I feel like I'm moving forward. I feel like I'm making some groundwork here and actually taking the step forward. So we've talked about confidence. We've talked about, what it is. We've talked about the different areas of it. We've talked about the reasons why people struggle and have issues with confidence, right? What are some things that people can do in order to actually become more confident? So really, like I said, being self-aware, aware of the things that you're insecure about. Then, once you've got that, what's next? Once you're aware of it, have some self-acceptance, right? It's okay that you might be insecure about that or where you are right now. Like accept who you are, accept where you're at. But then from that, what can I do to make a plan to do better? Maybe I could do some journaling around it. Maybe I can ask myself some questions. Maybe I could talk to someone, right? A lot of the clients that come to me, that are within the queer community that do want to build their confidence, it's usually like they have a goal. Like I want to have a relationship, or I want to change my career, or I just want to be overall more happy, right? And oftentimes when we dig a little deeper, there's some insecurities, right? Maybe some of them were aware of them, some of them weren't. We work on those. We shift some of their beliefs around that as well. They accept where they're at, but then they have a plan to go forward in their life as well. It's like, okay, look, this is what I want to do with my life. I want to make this better. I want to have this better. Because, having the ultimate thing of having a relationship or a better career or having more money, those are all end goals, but there's a journey to get there. And oftentimes that journey is more exciting than the destination because you're doing something for yourself. You're working on you. Oftentimes we look out externally for things that are going to make us happy, but oftentimes, all of the times, the only person that can ever make you happy is you. And oftentimes the things that are holding you back from being happy are saying things that are holding you back from being confident. So if we work on becoming more confident, again, you'll become more happy, more successful, have better relationships, and that's, I guess, ultimately what a lot of us want is to just have some improvements. It's not about perfection. It's about progress. So really affirming yourself and saying, look, this is who I am. How can I show up in the world? The awareness to know who you are. And again, if you struggle with that, find someone who can support you. Like I said, I help so many people. This is one of the main reasons why I built QueerQuest as a place for people to be able to come and work on themselves, to heal from stuff that's happened in the past, to continue to grow, to transform, to be more confident. One of the courses that we're launching, at the very first course that we have on QueerQuest, that's going to be available in less than 1 week's time. Can you hear that? It's going to be available. It's called Becoming Confidently Queer. It's a 14-day course on literally how you as a queer person can master your confidence. So again, if you're someone who is really on this journey of doing that, check out QueerQuest, courses.queerquest.vip, and have a look and see if this is the place for you to be. Again, you can you can not only build your confidence, but you can build a community of other people who are on the same journey as you, which is also the really cool people. Because again, if you're wanting to be more confident, surrounding yourself with a supportive community of people is important, which is, again, I know, like I said, from speaking to so many of you out there, you often don't feel like you have a very great support system, especially within the queer community. Maybe you feel more excluded in this community than you did maybe before you came out or before you joined this community, right? And so having a place where you can meet new people who are on that journey, who probably can understand where you're at, means that they can affirm you, they can see you, they can relate to you, and you can share more about your insecurities. How cool is it to go to a place where you can talk about your insecurities and have someone say, look, I get it. I know that. I understand that. And work on it together, right? Other little techniques you can do would be like easy things like breathing techniques, mindfulness techniques, working on your mental health, like I said, through coaching, through meditation. All these little things will do wonders. Having a good routine around you for your mental health is important, right? Like I said, back in the day when I was, at my worst when it came to my mental health, what was I doing? I wasn't eating well. I wasn't exercising. I was drinking heavily. I was using party drugs. And I was, really not taking care of myself physically. So if you really want to start with it, you've got to start with you. What can you do? What are some of the habits or the things that are holding you back? And so again, when we talk about our mental health, we really have to talk about our physical health as well. What are the things I can put in place that is going to make my mental health, my mentality, my mindset stronger and stronger and stronger? So these are the things that I really want to talk about. Again, we go into a hell of a lot deeper detail in the Becoming Confidently Queer 14-day course, which is on Queer Quest. So if you're someone who wants to, you're curious about that, check out courses.queerquest.vip and see if it's something that could be of benefit to where you're at. Okay, now is the time in the, in the episode where I want to leave you with something. I want to ask you some questions, right? If you were to rate yourself on a scale of 0 to 10, when it came to your self-confidence, your confidence in you as an authentic queer person, what would that be? Where would you be on that scale? Now, oftentimes people usually give themselves 1 or 2 points at least higher than where they're really at, because they don't want to say, oh, I'm a 0. They want to say, oh, I'm a 5 or I'm a 7. But, if we dig a little deeper, most of the time, people are often a little bit, are saying things because they don't want people to, they don't want to say the insecurities will get them to say something, because again, they don't want to really admit that, hey, I'm not a confident person, right? So really try to be honest with yourself. Where are you at on that scale of truly being authentic with who you are across your life, right? I give myself about an A, right? Because I feel like I am pretty confident in pretty much all areas of my life. But I also know there's definitely areas where I'm continuing to work on those things, right? I'm a work in progress. And there's also areas that I'm feeling really good at, but I just want to get better at, right? Like doing the podcast here, right? I'm confident in it, but I also know that I can I can continue to learn. I can do so much better at what I'm doing here. So yeah, I want you to answer that for you. And then I want you to answer me another question. If there was one thing that you could do right now that you believe would help you to move up another point. So let's say you're a 5. What could get you to a 6? If you're a 7, what could get you to an 8? Would it be finding someone who can support you on this journey? Would it be taking a course? Would it be putting and implementing some better routines, taking care of your physical health, right? I want you to think about that for yourself and answer and say, hey, what's the one thing I can do? And then for you to leave you with that is go and seek some support and actually do that. Because if you go out there and do the thing that you know is going to help you move up in that, do it. Maybe it's writing a list of all my insecurities and just having some self-awareness around it. What am I really insecure about? If you had that list, wouldn't that be a great way of going, okay, cool, well, I could knock these off one by one. What do I need to do here? Who can I talk to? How can I get some support in being able to work on that? You would find that you would quickly be able to get some progress in becoming more confident. All right, everyone, I'm going to leave you with there. I'd love to hear from you. So if you've got any stories, if you've got any shares, or you just got any questions that you want to ask me, you know how to find me. It's under Cristiano Green on all platforms, or you can contact me directly via the QueerQuest website, which is courses.queerquest.vip. And until next time, I'll be back with another episode of the QueerQuest podcast. But until then, always remember that you've got this and I've got you. Bye for now.
Are you ready to embark on a transformative journey towards love and happiness? Introducing the 21-day Gay Men's Guide to Love and Happiness. This isn't just a course, it's a pathway to discovering your true self, overcoming challenges, and embracing happiness. Join hundreds of gay men who found joy and freedom. Learn from Cristiano Green, a coach with 20 years experience and a journey like yours. For a limited time, get this life-changing course at 75% off with a 100% risk-free guarantee. There's nothing to lose, but so much to gain. Your new life is just a click away. Enroll in the 21-day Gay Men's Guide to Love and Happiness today. Visit theglobalpridecollective.com and start your journey towards a happier, more fulfilling